Phil Martelli Jr. knows this is a great job. He's excited, and he has the Rams in good shape midway through the conference schedule.
Our officials tonight, Roger Ayers with Lee Cassell and Pat Driscoll. And a turnover off the bat.
Careless turnover off the start, and that's uncharacteristic. VCU is only turning the ball over 9 times a game in conference play, and you see them right now pressing. It's their objective to be disruptive, to use their athleticism and depth to advantage against the short-handed Ramblers. Going to Rubin early.
Here's Rubin. Anderson on the outside. Shot clock is down to 5. Justin Moore trying to dump it inside. It's knocked away, intercepted. There's Barry Evans from VCU. Up top for Lewis. Brandon Jennings works it in. Tough little runner, and that one rolls off. Let's take a look at the starting 5 tonight for the Loyola Chicago Ramblers.
K. Dawson is the starting lineup for the Loyola Ramblers. At guard, number 1, from Philadelphia, Justin Moore. At center, number 24, Miles Rubin. At guard, from Beaumont, Texas, number 4, K. Dawson. At guard, shooter, from Olathe, Kansas, number 8, Nick Anderson. At forward, from Chicago, Illinois, Xavier Amos.
All right, thanks, Kate. He had that Monday Night Football starting lineup going on there, John.
I like it. I like to see the personality of the guys and their love and enthusiasm for their teammates.
Miles Rubin got the first basket there for Loyola Chicago, and they got the rebound off the Djokovic miss. And right to the hole here is Moore, and it's kicked out of bounds by VCU. How big has Moore been in the return for him? I mean, he missed a bunch of games, got hurt in the first half of that George Washington game. He's missed 5 games this season.
You talk about positionless basketball, but one position that will always be important is point guard. Everyone needs one. That's what Moore does for Loyola. He sets the table for everybody.
And here he is again, working on his way in. Runner doesn't go. Djokovic the rebound. Jennings quickly into the front court. Tracy, it's a 3. It's no good. And that is knocked out off of VCU and Nick Lewis. VCU starting 5 tonight.
Starting with myself, Brandon Jennings rocking that number 0. We got Nick Lewis wearing 1. We got Bam Wham Tracy wearing that number 2. We got 5, Barry Evans rocking that 5. And then we got the Serbian Savage, Big Zai, wearing number 17.
Ramblers early here with possession. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first half. Shot clock inside of 10 again. Here's Xavier Amos knocking down a 3 from deep.
3s off the dribble with a 6'11" guy, and Djokovic with the hand in your face is not an easy shot, but Amos is confident, fearless.
The way you were prior to the injury, it's going to take some time.
So not only did they lose a lot of talent in games, but they haven't been able to practice. They haven't had 10 healthy bodies. How do you get better if you can't practice? And how do you develop chemistry when the lineup keeps changing? It's been a challenge for the Ramblers, but they have battled. They've been getting off to fast starts in games.
Djokovic misses the runner here, and the Ramblers back with it and an 8-0 lead. 4.5 minutes gone by here in this first half. VCU still looking for their first points. Here's Rubin against Djokovic. That's the big man matchup that we want to feature here in tonight's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Rubin misses that shot. Djokovic did a good job muscling him outside the lane. Rubin, one of the best shot blockers in America. Djokovic, a scorer. Great head-to-head matchup.
Bell missed.
In Moore and Dotson, we see if that helps them finish games out better.
The freshman Nick Lewis is back in. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And it's 8-1. Alley-oop time. Rubin gets it to go down from Justin Moore.
And Loyola is successfully hurting VCU's switches. VCU loves to switch, but they're getting the ball to Rubin in a mismatch against guards.
And a 3-ball at the top is good by Terrence Hill Jr. That's the first field goal of the night by VCU.
And Terrence Hill is the best scorer in all the A-10 per minute played. He comes off the bench. He's a true microwave.
How about Justin Moore responding with a 3 of his own?
You see what Loyola's been missing, having Justin Moore out, and another job of hurting VCU switching. That time, they score with the guard against the big guy on it.
Now it's Bell. He tries to throw it down, and it's not there. And Amos with the rebound, and the Ramblers running again. Back with more.
The Ramblers want to push, try to get an easy one. If not, play with poise. And look at the mismatches there. We'll see if how they try to hurt this mismatch. They're going to try to drive the mismatch this time.
Rubin is down low, guarded by Tyrell Ward this time for VCU. Moore, though, on the drive. Runner over Djokovic. No. Rubin tried to tip it. He couldn't, but Amos is there to clean it up.
I'll tell you, Bell watched that rebound. People watched as Amos crashed. This is very upsetting to Coach Martelli because he wanted to get the crowd into the game early, use his athleticism and depth with pressure and tempo, but it's really the Ramblers who are taking the game to VCU, hurting the mismatches.
They really are. Hill got it knocked out of his hands. It'll stay with VCU.
Well,
yeah, they're hoping to get Peterson back for Kansas. Right. Yeah, you're right. He's averaging 21.6 points a game, but he's missed 10 games this season. So if he returns, that's going to be a great matchup at BYU and Kansas tomorrow. 19-7 here on this Friday night with Loyola Chicago leading by a dozen. And a timeout coming at the next stoppage. Here's Anderson. It's a 3. It's no good, and rebounded by Tracy.
I didn't like that shot by Anderson. They had mismatches available and took a tougher shot than necessary.
Lewis to the hole, gets the runner.
Now, this is critical. Can VCU's full court pressure start to be disruptive? Now, I love this. They will look at times for Rubin to bring the ball up the court.
Dotson, 3 ball, quiets the crowd.
Dotson was injured. You can't have enough good shooters. A key shooter back in the lineup for Loyola. And again, he recognizes the mismatch and has room against the big guy for a 3.
Djokovic a little bit too strong over Rubin, and the rebound comes down to Amos.
Rubin doesn't just block shots, he makes people miss. A little extra arc on that makes that shot uncomfortable for Djokovic.
Leading shot blocker in the history of Loyola Chicago, Miles Rubin, with 212 coming in. Set the season record last year with 85. And as you said, John, also can redirect. Now he gets it on the feed, misses the runner, puts it back up and in.
Another mismatch. We say it again and again. Dotson gets a 6'11" player on him, and Djokovic, and drives right by him and draws and dishes. VCU might have to change their switching philosophy.
Evans for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Dotson. It is 12-2 points in the paint. Loyola Chicago. And we got a foul. We got a hook. And the Ramblers are 9 of 16.
And VCU 0 fast break points because they're not getting any stops. They force a turnover right over here. I'm sure Coach Martelli gave some inspirational messages in that timeout. And Bell coming out with some fresh energy for the Rams. But the Rams have not been disruptive. They're not turning the ball, turning the Ramblers over. They're not disturbing them. They're not outworking them. And they're not getting their fast break going. All those things mean all of VCU's extra depth is having no impact.
Here's Noel. And they swing it to the corner for Bell. He's going to put up the 3, and he hits it. Oh, and then he just got teed up. Because he
a dare shot, but again, this is a much improved shooting version of Bell this year.
Justin Moore says, I don't. Well, he got through the press, and then he turned it over. And now the other way, it's Tracy. Tracy blocked and fouled by Rubin. That's what they want to try to avoid.
Yeah, absolutely. And here comes the pressure by VCU. They wanted to assert their pressure immediately in this game, but it really had no effect. This pressure is far more energetic with Bell leading the way.
Tavares gets it up high here to Rubin out by 3-point land. Tries to fight a cutter. It's knocked away. It's knocked away again. And now the effort play from Tracy. Here's Noel. Alley-oop for Evans. are you at as an opponent when the team starts to do that? Well, Chicago built up a lot of goodwill with a 15-point lead.
They did. Perfect timeout by Coach Valentine to calm things down, get the crowd out of it a little bit. Aggressive defense. Coach Martelli found a good lineup, but punishing the trap. Think about Moore. That is the point guard they've been missing. He's trapped. He makes a good decision, gets out of it. Now they got a 4-on-3 and they can finish.
And Rubin has been outstanding. He's got 8 points, 4 of 6 in the field. The 3 ball goes up, no good by Tracy. Rebound by Tavares. And what do they call here? A foul. Yeah, Coach Martelli was hoping that they would have just gotten the call there, or a no call, because he kind of ripped the ball away, but they got him in there for the foul. Now out to the corner, it's Anderson. It's a 3, it's good.
Second time VCU tried to energize their defense by trapping Moore. Second time Moore passes out and gets the hockey assist, and they punish the aggressiveness.
Tracy on the up fake, feeds the cutter, and a foul is called.
VCU is just straight up pressure. Don't be tricky. Just use your athleticism, get in people's faces, keep the natural matchups, get your stops. Yeah, no more switching. There's the straight pressure. This will work for VCU.
Rubin goes in on Bell, and he can't convert, and it's pulled down by Jennings. Terrence Hill thinking about the 3, but he was way out there. Now it's all the way to the corner, and Jennings for 3. Got a good look, and he drains it.
Excellence get past the most open person against any defenses on the opposite side of the court. That's where the defense helps off of. Find who's helping get the ball to that man.
And this had just happened a few moments ago where VCU got the lead down to 9, but then Loyola Chicago pushed it right back up to 14. What do they do here? Inside of Rubin, and he scores it again. He's got double figures already with 10 points.
Yeah, that was not a systematic breakdown. That was just, Coach Martelli said, I'm not sure we're committed enough right now in the defensive end. But this small lineup with Bell I like, because defensively you have great versatility and quickness.
Hill gets it inside for Tracy. Out to Bell. Now Jennings trying for 2 in a row. No. And the rebound by Rubin. John, this is what you said about this Loyola Chicago team at the start of the broadcast. They are dangerous. You can't look at that record. They're getting guys back healthy now. Rubin, excellent ball reversal. It's Tavares for 3, and that's how it's done. All right, thanks a lot, guys. We'll check back with you at the half. We've got 3 minutes and 35 seconds to play here. And we had a double foul previously before we went to timeout. So the officials go to the arrow to determine possession. It was Loyola Chicago ball, and they weren't able to convert. Now it's back to Hill, who is converting on another. He's got 15 points, 4 of 5 from three-point range. The crowd is back in it. VCU's on a 15-4 run. Down by only 3. Here's Tavares. Out to Rubin. Now Anderson. 3 minutes to go. Shot clock inside 10. Rubin inside. The hook is good.
I really don't like switching for VCU in this game because Loyola is too well prepared. They're getting the ball to Rubin against guards. They're having their guards drive the big guys at VCU. It's a problem.
Michael Bell. John, VCU being down by 15 points. That was the largest deficit being down here at home this season as Rubin continues his dominance inside. He's got 14 on 7 of 10 from the field.
I'm excited about Rubin's offense. He's been a great defender, leading shot blocker in the A-10 pretty much for his whole career, but this guy's put on muscle, 10 pounds over the last year, and he's much stronger around the rim right now.
Adrian Tracy, and on the draw night, make it 13-16.
They make almost 20 free throws a game. That's good for 19th best in America out of 365 teams. It's one thing that they're doing consistently well with their identity. It's keeping them in the game. But defensively, they have been a sieve against this well-prepared. There's another switch in a mismatch. And fast point guard. Why would I want my smaller guys on your 6'11" player? And we see that those reasons being valid here today, that a well-prepared team can hurt switching defenses.
Well, that has been the case, and Rubin trying to take advantage of it here. That's his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, Rubin's arc unusually high, and he has struggled at the line. Only 38% from the free throw line in conference play. So if it looks a little odd, it's because it is odd.
Yeah, it is, and 1 of 2, and that's really his average for the season at 54%.
Zone change up now, 1-1-3. One guard takes the ball, the other one takes the high post. The wings come up high, the corners are open, nothing else is. Rubin protecting the rim. Good defense.
Hill gets it down here now for Ward, goes in, count it.
Wow, what a finish by Ward over Rubin. Not many people do that. We said against that zone, the corner's open, and Ward drives and finishes against the big man.
Ward's got 8. Now Dotson here for Loyola Chicago. And a steal, and it's showtime for Ward, and he's going to lay it in.
That's the depth of VCU. So Hill is a prolific scorer. After that, you don't know who's going to score. They're hard to prepare for because anyone can hurt you on any given night with this depth from the Rams.
Tied at 44. Rubin. No. VCU started 0 for 5 from the field. They're 12 of 18 since. Now they want their first lead, and they can't get it. Amos the rebound.
I like that shot, the up-tempo, but at 40 seconds, they get a 2-for-1. I guarantee you that's by design, something that they work on.
Good call, John. 28 seconds to go. 20 on the shot clock. Siegel Center is up and rocking now. 5 to shoot. Rubin. Foul. Thanks to Hill, who's hit 4 threes in this game. 4 of 5 from the field. Ward has 10.
Yep. 2 players off the bench. For all young players out there that think you have to start, averaging 38 bench points a game. They already have 35 in this game. So a high-tempo game with a lot of people coming in and out of the game for VCU will likely work to their advantage.
On the drive to start, it's Tracy, and it's the first lead of the game for VCU.
And an interesting set. That was by design, an isolation play for Tracy. Get him going, cleared out a whole side for him.
Some of the numbers, though, from the rebounding, the second chance points, the points of the paint belonging to Loyola Chicago in this first half. But right now, the lead belongs to VCU, which is crazy, coming down from 15 points in that first half.
Well, Miles Rubin having a huge half with 17 points and already drawing another foul on Djokovic, who had 0. We have this great big man matchup, but it's been dominated by Rubin so far.
And Djokovic has 3 fouls in this game, number 17 for VCU. On the drive, it doesn't go. That time by Amos. And here come the Rams. Tracy. No, Djokovic, he was fouled, and they're going to get Rubin for it.
Games down the stretch, they have more depth now because Moore and Dotson have just this week been reintroduced into the lineup. Do they have enough depth to hang in there for 40 minutes?
First points of the night for Djokovic, and it's now 50-46. VCU by 4 on the drive. Dotson, and he puts it in for 2.
VCU's defense has been poor in terms of giving up 49% tough shot over there that goes in. What a talented athletic play by Djokovic. But VCU's given up a high percentage of shots in conference play, especially at the rim. 13th in the A10 in defensive field goal percentage. Not good. They've given up easy ones, whether they're switching or not switching, especially at the rim.
Rubin, yes.
VCU's giving up 55% on 2-point shots in A10. Djokovic, an athlete, but not really a shot blocker. People are scoring in the paint against the Rams.
It's now 28-14 points in the paint for Loyola Chicago as Tracy hits a 3.
The depth for the Rams is their strength. You don't know who's going to hurt you in the second half. Tracy.
Dotson to Rubin, got it back and scores it.
Just third time Loyola gets an easy shot right at the rim. If VCU doesn't solve their interior defense issues and their half-court defensive issues in general, it will plague them and keep them from the goals of an NCAA tournament berth.
Both teams 3 of 4 from the field to start the second half. Here's Evans trying to get by Dotson. Little wraparound. Out to Djokovic for 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound, Lewis. Now they're second in the game. Can they score it here? Jennings lost the handle. Recovered. Lewis got it knocked out of his hands. And it's...
But then they lose by 15 because with all the injuries, they just can't keep up for 40 minutes.
Tonight they were tied 46 all at the half. And Jennings called for the foul here.
But this is, again, why Loyola's been optimistic. They knew they would get some guys healthy. Dotson and Moore are a huge addition. Those losses before, fading in the last 10 minutes, that was without Moore and Dotson. They have those 2 guys today.
Right.
Can they make the difference?
The one guy they don't have, though, is Kamani Winsu, who is out of this game as well.
Yeah, it always seems to be something on the injury front, but I'd rather have guards who can make shots and make decisions.
Understood. Hill for 3. It's no good. It's knocked out. It stays to VCU.
Ramblers getting these guys back.
Djokovic trapped, and he throws it away.
1-3-1, out of bounds under. They take away the shots at the rim by keeping Rubin back home. Trap the corner. VCU knew that was coming. Very surprised they turned it over.
First turnover of the second half. 4 for the game for the Rams. Rubin. Hands off for Tavares. He pops it up to the foul line. And they're going to call the foul.
You keep, well, based on that company, VCU is one of the best basketball programs in America. They have the numbers to back it up. They have 20 NCAA tournaments, a regular for March Madness. That's what their goal is again this year.
Amos for 3, and that's coming out of the timeout. And Coach Valentine would like that. 59-55 now. It's a 4-point game. That was a crucial shot to not let this go into double figures with an empty possession offensively. And now the VCU here on the offensive end. Evans puts up a 3. That's no good. Jennings skies to the rebound and has it. And now it's to Hill. And Hill misses. And out of bounds on the baseline was Loyola Chicago. And we've got another timeout. We'll be back. 15-13 to play in the second half. Back here at VCU. Good design out of the timeout underneath the bench.
Everything. You had that at your fingertips.
Well, I'll tell you who's also on top of it is Roger Ayers, who's made the call and made some really good calls here tonight. And Estío, VCU, Jennings the other way. No, and it's followed up and in by Bell.
So depth and athleticism should result in pressure and transition, both on display in that last sequence for VCU.
And the pressure is really on now. Dotson here. How about 6 offensive rebounds for VCU in the second half? None for Loyola Chicago after they led 8-0 in the first half in that department. Dotson misses a 3. Ola Joseph, the offensive rebound. Right track. Well, Loyola Chicago's on an 8-game losing streak right now. We know how tough it would be to get out of that funk here in this place. And it certainly proved out because they were up by 15. The Ramblers were. And now VCU, who's led by as many as 9, is now 8. Hill has 15. Ward is 15. Jennings, the runner's too strong. And Djokovic is fast.
A great coach when Xavier was in the A-10 told me he's flat out an NBA athlete, and his testing certainly shows that. And his play has showed it, just not having one of his best games tonight so far.
Doing some other things, though. He's got a couple of assists. He's got 4 rebounds as well. And I think you've always said that, too. If your shots are not going down or you're not getting the opportunity,
other things.
How else can you affect the game, right? Because you got a lot of ability out there. It's not just scoring, and he's trying to make it happen.
Interesting alignment by Loyola on that out-of-bounds side, but got the ball in safely.
Here's Moore. Into Rubin.
I like the not switching on that play.
Double team comes down from Ward. Back up to the top. It's a three. Amos, no good. Offensive rebound. Rubin. Moore back into Amos. Knocked out of his hands. And a steal. Hill. Tried to dump it off. It's intercepted. They got it back. Jennings. Wide open Tracy. Through ball. In and out. And Rubin tracks it down. Well, you can see how this VCU team does score over 80 points a game, right? They're always pushing the tempo.
They play fast.
Amos sticking with it.
With VCU's depth and athleticism, it's going to be really hard for someone to win a game again in the 80s, 90s against this team. Love their style of play.
Amos has 13 points, 6 behind Rubin, who's got a team high 19, and also a season high for him as well. And
not because he doesn't want his players thinking about change. He wants to be good fundamentally. He wants them to play with free minds, fresh legs, and it's a system that works.
Djokovic, no. Got it back. 3-ball, Noel. Djokovic again. Now all of a sudden they're offensive rebounding machine here in the second half. Hill. And Djokovic is fouled.
Teams 9-10 deep to maintain that maniacal effort. Much easier for VCU with all the subbing.
Hill for 3. 5 of 8 with 18 points.
Yeah, Hill is exceptional offensively. So Bones Highland, VCU, former VCU player who's with the Memphis franchise right now. Yeah, I mean, NBA player, but as a sophomore, the numbers over here by Hill better than Bones Highland as a sophomore.
3-ball, Noel, no. Tracked down here by Ola Joseph. 10-point lead for the Rams. Minutes to go in the game. Dotson crosses over, puts it up, no. And it's into the hands here of Tracy. Rams run again, it's Hill.
Hill also underrated, best assist to turnover ratio in the A-10. Everyone talks about his scoring. He's equally as good as a passer and decision maker. Whenever you've got better numbers than Bones Highland at VCU, that's saying a lot.
55 assists, 20 turnovers coming into the game here tonight. He's got 5 assists and just the 1 turnover in this game here. Step back jumper by Moore doesn't go. Evans has the rebound. Once again, VCU runs.
And all 5 guys can push it.
Evans in a spin. Beats Djokovic. Looked a little dicey early for VCU, but it's back to the way.
Lewis's unbelievable season because VCU has a harder strength of schedule. That number, 121 points per 100 possession, that's expected against an average Division I team.
Shot clock inside 10. Rubin spinning. Layup good. He had 17 in the first half. He's got 4 now here in the second half.
Yeah, but Rubin's just showing an exceptionally improved offensive game with new strength, and he's always been an elite defender. He's going to be a 3-time A-10 all-defensive team player after this year. Already Loyola's best shot blocker in history. Now he's got the offense.
Jumper by Tracy is good. John, if you think about this, he's got 21 points tonight. That ties his career high.
Yeah, he just keeps getting better.
Tavares gets the jumper for 2.
So something very unusual about the last 2 plays. We just saw 2 mid-range jumpers. Very rare for both teams.
Tracy again for 3.
That's what's common for VCU and Loyola. Threes and shots at the rim. That's how these teams hunt the best possible looks.
And Tracy's got
in the A10 shot selection, they skew mid-range, they get the ball to the rim, they get fouled, they shoot threes, and then share. Coach Martelli says one of the things I'll sub a guy out for is if they miss an open teammate. I insist on sharing the ball. Those S's with this talent make for the most efficient offense in the A10.
I like it a lot, and you'll actually see all 5 of those on a possession sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, what they can do, and they have been efficient, and now they're up by 13 points.
So St. Louis's raw numbers are better, but when you factor in the better strength of schedule, that's why when that stat says adjusted, it's adjusted for strength of schedule and what you're expected to do against an average D1 team. On that criteria, VCU has the most efficient offense in the A10.
Rubin has it. Out to the corner, Tavares for 3. It's an air ball. And that was knocked out off of VCU at 2 Eastern. 12-point lead, VCU. Under 7 to go.
And you notice VCU has cut back on their switching. Djokovic staying with Rubin. They don't have as many mismatches as have. That's a big factor.
Nice drive here and score it for Amos.
It's still, that's going to drive Coach Martelli crazy. In A10 play, they're giving up 55% from their opponents from 2-point range. Got to be more resistance for VCU.
Still plenty of time here in this game, and Loyola Chicago getting the steal. And here's Justin Moore waiting for the troops, and then he throws it away. Juan Amos, who slipped. 12 turnovers now for the Ramblers in this game. How about VCU? They've kept that number down. They've had just 6.
And they had 2 within the first couple minutes. This is a smart team that plays fast and unselfishly. If they could just tighten up their 2-point defense, their 3-point defense is actually quite good.
Here's Hill. No. And rebounded by Nick Anderson. I think in this game, in terms of the scoring for Loyola Chicago, Rubin has tied a career high with 21 points, and Amos has tied a season high with 18 points. Now Rubin misses on the runner.
So that was good defense by Djokovic, forcing Rubin to go right his weak hand.
3 ball there by Ward, no. And Rubin with his 9th rebound tonight. One more, he's got a double-double.
And it would also be his 4th straight game with 10 or more rebounds.
Foul here. Well, getting Justin Moore and Kay Donson back, who are now 2 starters, right, you know, for this team, and getting a concerted amount of time out there, and then a couple more games under their belt, right?
100%. And practice time and reps working together.
3 ball, no good. Offensive rebound, Rubin. Off the Anderson miss. That's 10 now, so he's got the double-double. 21 points, 10 rebounds. And that got knocked out. 10 on the shot clock for Loyola Chicago to shoot. Tavares. 3 to shoot. Moore for 3. And it's in the hands here of Nick Lewis.
Emphatic VCU team. He's not one of these elite athletes. He's immensely skilled. And he's always comfortable. He never goes too fast. He's supremely confident, supremely skilled as a passer and shooter. An unbelievable offensive feel for the game. Just a feel that, frankly, you can't touch. And a touch that you can't teach. And a touch you can't teach.
And what did you say about how starting is overrated? He's played more minutes than anybody here tonight. 5 players over the rest of the team. But we do it before the start of every game. You think St. Louis worries about who starts in those games?
No, they don't. These elite deep teams get it.
St. Louis has 8 players averaging 8 or more points, 6 of them 10 or more. Probably the most unselfish team, not only in this league, but perhaps in the nation. Gonna have to look out for them here down the stretch. Runner by Bell doesn't go. It's out of bounds. And the shot clock is at 0. Let's see what they decide here, and we're going to recap it for you when we come back.
This is interesting. Now, just 1 second. This should be a lob. Tip for Djokovic.
You called it, and Djokovic put it up, but did not get the rim. And it was rebounded by Rubin, and then he lost it, and then all of a sudden, it's right in front of us. It goes out of bounds off of Loyola Chicago. Down by 10. Still time here. They've got 1 timeout remaining. VCU's got 3. Anderson for 3. There it is, and it cuts it to 7.
That makes things really interesting. I love Coach Valentine's after timeout set plays.
It's worked out pretty well for him here in this game tonight, right?
Yeah, several
twice. Yes. And they had missed their last 8 threes all in this second half, and then they just drained that one. 7 of 20 for the game. Got to clamp down defensively now as Jennings tries to loft it over the top, and it's in the interior. It's knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with
one directly behind on the help side. There's the front. Now here's the player behind. That's how you handle a mismatch.
Jennings gets it in the bell, and in point-blank range scores it.
That Loyola 1-3-1. They trapped and turned over VCU once, but 2 other times now, VCU has found the little gaps in that zone for an easy look.
That's 10 points for Bell. He's in double figures in scoring now. 4 players for VCU have 10 or more. Moore steps back, and he hits a 3.
6-point game. This is highly interesting. Great competitiveness and shot making from Moore and Anderson on successive possessions.
Moore with just 6 points. He's 2 of 12 from the field. Both of his shots have been from 3-point range. On the drive, the runner, no. Djokovic, the offensive rebound.
They missed a hook on that play. Should have been an offensive foul.
Instead, the free throws now push it up to an 8-point game. Ramblers, though, have hit a couple of threes here, trying to keep it interesting. Moore again. Out to Amos. 10 to shoot. Ola Joseph. Rubin. Moore. It's a 3. Rebound Hill.
It's a terrific VCU defensive possession. Getting through screens, not switching. Something that if VCU can do consistently would take them to an even higher level. There's further upside for this VCU team on a 5-game winning streak and 49 in the net. They could do significantly better by improving their defense, which is saying a lot.
Look at Hill. Took matters into his own hands early and has continued throughout the rest of this game with 22 points on 6 of 12 from the field, and he hit 5 3-pointers as well. It's all about the 5s for him tonight. And he's got to be so proud of his son, Phil Martelli Jr., and what he's done here. Only his first season at VCU.
So much for St. Joe's. Coached him to a #1 ranking, multiple NCAA tournaments. Unbelievable leader in terms of Coaches versus Cancer and philanthropy, and a wonderful family man. So proud of Philip Jr. and Jimmy on this VCU staff.
Yep, he's got his brother Jimmy Martelli there with him, and for the years, and you know his line is, we don't want to beat cancer, we want to crush cancer, you know, and I know he's put so much work and effort into that, and it's easy to get behind him and the family and the group and all that they've done in that regard. And VCU once down by 15 points earlier tonight, tied it at 46 at the half, and now has a single center crowd on their feet here as they're going to win 5 in a row.
Positives for both teams. Loyola healthier, continues to get better, and VCU on a winning streak and showing there's still room for improvement and a high ceiling for this year's Rams.
Jennings puts the cap on it. And Loyola, the last time they've lost 9 straight games in a season, it was all the way back in the 2011-12 campaign. And for VCU, they continue the dominance at home, 26-3 over the last 2 seasons, and they win it by 14 points tonight.